Saint Paul, the apostle, was the greatest of the early Christian missionaries. He first appears in the Acts of the Apostle under the name of Saul. Saul was raised in the Jewish faith as a Pharisee trained in the strict observance of God's law. He believed the law should be obeyed by himself and all Jews. Saul was upset by the early Christian church, believing that the early Christians had broken away from their Jewish traditions. This is the story of St. Paul's conversion from Saul, a devout Jew who violently persecuted followers of Christ, to Paul, to a devout Christian who fearlessly spread the gospel against all opposition.
After obtaining permission from the high priest, and Saul set out for Damascus, hoping to find and arrest Christians who had fled his persecution.
Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?
Who are you, Lord?
I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting.
What do you want me to do?
Arise and go into the city, and you will be told what to do.
The men who were with Saul were speechless as they heard a sound, but there was no one in sight. Then Saul rose from the ground. He opened his eyes, but he couldn't see anything.
My eyes. Why is it so dark? My eyes. I've been blinded.
Now, in Damascus, there was a certain disciple named Ananias. The Lord appeared to him in a vision.
Ananias,
Here I am, Lord.
go to the house of Judas on Straight Street, and ask for a man from Tarsus named Saul. For he is praying, for in a vision he has seen a man named Ananias come and place his hands on him to restore his sight.
But Lord, I have heard many reports about this man and all the harm he has done to holy people, Peter, and he has come here with the authority of the chief priest to arrest Saul to call on him.
Go, for he is a chosen vessel of mine, to bear my name before the world. For I will show him how many things he must suffer for my sake.
And Ananias left for Saul's house.
Brother Saul, the Lord Jesus, who had appeared to you on the road, has sent me that you may receive your sight and be filled with the Holy Spirit.
Immediately there fell from his eyes something like scales.
My sight had been returned.
Saul received his sight and was baptized. He ate, regained his strength, and stayed with the Damascus disciples for 3 days.
Saul, who had changed his name to Paul after his conversion, now preached the gospel to everyone he could reach. His teachings had a profound impact on the growth of the early church. Soon, Paul became known as the apostle to the Gentiles. He was someone who worked tirelessly to extend Christianity beyond the Jewish world. In one moment of fear, enlightenment, and regret, Saul had understood that Jesus was the true Messiah, and he, Saul, had helped murder and imprison innocent people. Despite his previous beliefs as a Pharisee, now he knew the truth about God and was obligated to obey him. He became the most determined of the apostles, suffering brutal physical pain, persecution, and finally martyrdom. Paul's conversion proves that God can call and transform anyone he chooses, even the most hard-hearted. The same Jesus who rose from the dead and transformed Paul wants to work in our lives too. Let's surrender our lives to Jesus, just as Paul did, and devote ourselves to God's will.